So what we've done so far is we've actually added our planet Jupiter, and you can see we've put the planet into the place. But what we need to do now is actually get some code that will program it to revolve around Earth. So what we want it to, or to around the sun. What we want it to do is actually move on its own around the sun, kind of what I'm showing like right now. Well, the only way that's going to happen is if we add some programming code. Luckily, we've already put some code in for some of these other planets like Mercury and Venus. You'll see that the code looks very similar. When I click on these different planets, all this code looks very similar. Well, what we need to do is we're just going to copy this code from Mercury into Jupiter. And the way that we're going to do that is really simple. By clicking on Mercury, or any planet that already has code, but we'll click on Mercury because it has some of these little comment boxes that are going to help us out. If we click on Mercury, then we move over, and if you grab the box at the top left corner, it'll grab every single part of that programming box. And what we want to do is we want to grab it and drag it over to the planet Jupiter and let it go. Let go of the mouse button. So when you click to drag, you hold the button down and it moves the whole thing. Then when you let it go, it will move the whole thing. So now, here's where we were. We grabbed this and we moved it over into Jupiter. Let me go and click on Jupiter. What you'll notice now is, hey, look, all of this is there on Jupiter. So we now have our programming code attached to Jupiter. If I was to run the program, it put Jupiter right there where Mercury was, which is a problem for us. And you can see, but it's moving on its own. I'm not moving this planet. It's moving on its own because it's using Mercury's programming code to move. So what we need to do is go in and change some of these values, and that will cause Jupiter to be on its own revolution or its own path orbiting the sun. So that's where we're at next. Let's try and figure out how to make this code work for Jupiter.